Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for episode 10 of Satellite Gaming Satellcast. This is definitely going to be a little different than our previous Satellcast. We actually have a full crew, which is one more than usual, and it's completely the opposite of episode 9 when we only had one of us. I'll introduce everybody in just a moment, but very first thing, this is a Halo 4 special, so if you do not like Halo, if you absolutely despise Halo, close this right now. Thank you for the view, but close this right now.
Admiral Hawk is disconnected.
All right. Obviously, with me, I have Matthew.
Howdy, y'all.
Michael.
Hey.
Kale.
Oh, it's good to be back.
Yeah, welcome back. And then joining us for the very first time, I have Luke.
Hello, everyone.
Alrighty. Basically, we're just going to kind of delve into a few things about Halo, and don't worry, completely spoiler-free for the most part, so you won't have to worry about that if you are listening and haven't beat the campaign yet. Actually, several of us in here have not, so that is not much of an issue. Very first thing we'll delve into is the Forward Unto Dawn series, now that is all wrapped up in all 6 episodes, and if you haven't seen it, please go check it out. I'll be the first to say that I absolutely loved it, and it got attacked for a lot of dumb things. I'll delve into my opinions last on that. Luke, have you seen Forward Unto Dawn?
Yes, I watch it all every week. I watched it episode by episode.
Alright, tell me what you thought. What are your opinions on that?
It reminded me of, like Battlestar Galactica, or Stargate Universe. It took its time with the characters, and I appreciated that because how it ties into the franchise as a whole, I think works very well. And you needed those introductions to help you empathise with the characters.
Now, is it something that you could see on maybe the full screen? Is that something you could see coming to the silver screen? Or is it not?
Definitely. I'm still waiting. I want a Halo movie. When you go back to the Delivered Hope trailer for Halo Reach, and then you had the live-action trailer recently for Halo 4,
right.
And then this, it shows potential for a Halo movie.
Well, absolutely. And great potential at that. I mean, now, Matt, you've seen trailers of Forward Unto Dawn, right?
Very minimal amount.
Very minimum amount. I mean, what you have seen, has it been a little more... Now, I guess the question I'm kind of leaning at is everybody in here has seen the Halo 3 trailers, correct? The live Halo 3 trailers that they did?
Yeah. I was going to mention something about that, too.
Yeah, and now, those actually received a lot of flack for not being all that realistic, looking back on it. Kale, obviously, you've seen them, or Matt, too. I mean, what do you guys... I guess, what does everybody here think... kind of, if you're comparing the Halo 3 stuff to what you've seen now under Forward Unto Dawn, obviously they're going to look better, but I think it just feels so much more real. Anybody?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Forward Unto Dawn compared to the Halo 3 one, it's like Peter Jackson did Forward Unto Dawn, and then the Halo 3 ones were like a made-for-TV Fox primetime special. I mean, it was, even back then, like, I know some people who were just, like, flipping out about it, like, oh, it's so amazing, it's cool, and I'm sitting here, because this is back when there was all that talk about the Halo movie.
Oh, right.
And I'm sitting there watching this, like, really? I hope the movie better not look like this. Even then, I didn't think it looked that good, but Forward Unto Dawn looks amazing. I mean, it looks like a full production, like, real blockbuster Hollywood movie.
Oh, no, it absolutely does look good. I mean, for it being completely... studio-based, more or less. I thought it was amazing. And I was reading IGN, and I'm gladly going to call them out here on their first episode review. If anybody hasn't watched or read that review, maybe kind of give it a glance sometime. And they were just like, the special effects weren't all that good. If you watch the first episode and honestly tell me that the special effects were not all that good, I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna very disagree with you. Luke, I mean, you saw it. What did you think?
Especially towards the later episodes,
right.
and the early ones, the effects all the way through were really good. And I'm more impressed by the special effects of a small budget instead of a Hollywood, because they've used the funds wisely, where Hollywood kind of splooges all over the screen. These
true.
sparingly use the budget, and you get the quality is much better because it's used for the right reasons.
Right, yeah, since it's not basically... abundant, you got to work with what you've got, not with what you don't. Mm-hmm. That's a very good point. Michael, Matt, anything to say on the Forward Unto Dawn front?
Until I'm being the perfectionist I am until I see the full-blown Halo movie with Bungie's blessing, and it has to be set at the right time. I wouldn't mind seeing something maybe around the time, maybe something involving more of Sergeant Johnson or something.
Oh, so you'd rather it stay away from the Spartans, maybe?
A bit, yes. I mean, I want, like, ODST probably would have been a good movie. It probably been a better movie than it would have been a video game.
Right.
So, I think...
Wow, I've never heard that before. I agree with you. I've never even thought about that before.
Mike, do you play ODST?
Me?
Did I?
Yeah.
No, Michael.
Oh. Yeah, I played a little bit of it. I played the, what was that, firefight mode with a friend.
Okay, alright. Yeah, I guess that's different than what I...
It's completely different from the campaign, yeah.
But nonetheless, the point is still there. I mean, that's a really good point. Luke, I'm sure you've played ODST, and I've never actually thought about the way that Matt thought about that as well. I mean, we all kind of on that same boat. Better movie than game, maybe?
But I've only just recently got ODST because I haven't played it before, like, this month, and I'm really impressed with the game. But
really,
I really like the story of the crew. It's a nice just to be different.
You guys
and I just like
too nice to ODST.
You said you were impressed with ODST. Am I hearing that right?
Me, yeah. I'm impressed.
Oh man, I'm just not. I don't know. I can't agree with you on that one.
Because you feel of the Covenant again. Like, I remember going back to the first game and you didn't know what they were, or you were unsure what they could do. And now with the extra vulnerability, I like the idea the Covenant are a threat as opposed to just being cannon fodder.
I mean, yeah, that's a very good point. Obviously, going from Halo 1 to Halo 2, and Halo 1, you actually kind of feared the Covenant. I mean, I remember I would rather take on 2 hunters than I would ever want to touch 2 elites. I mean, it was just the way I am. Now, like in Halo 2, it didn't matter. I mean, just give me the BR and let's roll. You could throw the entire army at me. It wasn't going to matter. It was just, you were beast mode. So, it's very interesting to go back to that vulnerability now. Matt, what were you saying about I think you were getting ready to say something. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
What was it about?
The movie aspect, more or less?
For ODST?
Oh, yeah, and how, like, maybe impressive or unimpressive ODST was, in your opinion. I mean, I think you guys were being
ODST underwhelmed a bit in comparison to... I mean, when you go up against Halo 2, and, well, for Halo 2 for me, that's still the gold standard of the Halo series. I guess Halo 3 to an extent was alright for comparison purposes, but the ODST is not a bad game, but when compared to Halo 2 and Halo 3, it looks pretty mild, especially for the price it was given.
Yeah.
I feel that I don't want to accuse Bungie of this, but I think it was almost like a cash grab into selling those mythic maps as well, that they had to package those on there. Firefight was a good addition, but it wasn't really done in a very nice way, as much as I still preferred the Horde mode in Gears 2 than I did the ODST one. And there was something about Horde in that was so simple, but Halo's ODST's firefight mode was even more simple in that regard. I mean, it goes on for so long, as opposed to like Gears 2, you have something you're working towards. I know that people, want to go for high scores on ODST, but it's just, there's a sense of teamwork that Gears 2 brings to it. So there's for that. I mean, for a movie, I think ODST could have been a better movie, and they could have done the mythic maps with Firefight. I don't want to say it's DLC, because that's a lot of DLC you'd have to do. The maps could have just been released, and I guess Firefight could have been added in, but that's still quite a bit of DLC just for Firefight. Okay. So yeah, good movie for that campaign. I also want to say that I think Reach might have been a really good movie. I
agree.
I don't know if it would have been better than the video game, but I think Reach would have been a very nice movie to have.
Okay, here's my issue. Here's my question that I'm posing to you guys. When it comes to a movie, are you all wanting the fall of Reach, or do you want something Harvest? Do you want something Halo 2? I mean, that's probably not going to happen without a first one, obviously. But I mean, do you want Master Chief focus, or ODST focus, or Spartan 2, or Spartan 3, or even Spartan 1s? Michael, okay, Kale, go ahead.
So I mean, if you want Michael to go, it's fine.
No, it's okay.
I don't know. I personally hope that the Halo movie, if there will be one, is not about Reach.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm tired of hearing about Reach. I'm just tired of it. And the game was very underwhelming to me. The campaign in it, I love the multiplayer, but the campaign to Reach was just very underwhelming to me.
I disagree. The ending to OD, or the ending to Reach was probably the most solid ending a Halo has ever had.
Well, yeah.
I would disagree with that.
You wouldn't?
I would not.
Okay.
Neither would I. I would not agree, or I would not disagree with you on that. But, I mean, overall, I don't know, it just kind of felt underwhelming to me. I don't know, I just didn't...
There were parts of it to me that felt kind of cliched, as in each Spartan going off one by one.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was like, oh, well, who's going to die this camp, or, this mission?
Yeah,
I felt that, I know a lot of people probably won't like this, especially you, Curtis, but I felt that Carter's death was really badly done.
I more or less agree. I think it was kind of a bitch way. Go ahead, but
yeah. I want to say bitch way to go out, but I think he chose that way on purpose, and I think that they could have done a better way to have their number one go out. I wouldn't have mind seeing maybe, what's his name, number 3, and him switch spaces. Maybe.
Well, because there's one of that team that's still alive. June.
Yeah, Jin, or Jay.
Jin, I can't remember.
Number 5. That's how I remember him. Because I think
it's June.
Yeah, June.
Well,
yeah,
I
mean, June's still technically alive. So okay, not to delve in, I'll throw my very quick opinion, and I'm going to jump to Michael's opinion on a movie. I don't want a full Reach. I would not mind Halo. I would not mind, the end of Reach, the beginning of Halo to the end. I'm fine with that as a movie. I don't know. I just think you need to have a little bit of Reach in there to kind of explain, why they're even at Halo.
I think that would be a good 5-minute intro, something that would play before the opening credits would roll.
Yeah, as the opening credits are rolling or something, Reach is getting blasted.
Yeah, like a la Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, where they do the whole Sauron, backstory, and then get into Frodo's story.
Yeah,
something like that.
I wouldn't mind something. That's just me. I don't know where you guys are thinking. Michael, why don't you tell me what you think? Spartan-oriented? Do you not want anything to do with the Spartans?
I actually like your idea of Halo 1. I mean, the having Reach as a little bit of a backstory thing would kind of lead up to it nicely. And Halo 1 was just an awesome game.
It was a phenomenal story. Very nice twist in Halo. I think, I'm not going to say unpredictable, but nice twist, fun twist. It was a fun game, and it was a fun movie. It would be a fun movie. Luke, what do you think? Spartan-oriented, not?
I'd like to see something along the lines of Fold Unto Dawn, where it's a completely separate thing, where it complements the main series as opposed to just using it for a movie.
I have to agree, because I wouldn't want to see something I've already played.
See, okay, and then now the counter argument is that why don't we just do the Fall of Reach? I mean, granted, you guys, I understand you played the Fall of Reach, but you didn't play Halo's Fall of. I mean, because the Reach game is not it's just it fucks the canon. The canon that was set by Eric Nyland, that was considered canon, is nothing. It's almost nothing like. It really fucks it. If anyone's read the Fall of Reach book and then played the Reach game, it's just like
it's all wrong. Dates are wrong, and characters wrong, and.
What I mean to say is, they can happen on the same thing. I wouldn't mind seeing tie-ins. Really, one of the greatest things I would like to see is, I don't know, for me, the best part of Halo 2 was killing the Prophet of Regret. It was such a great fight for me. So I wouldn't mind seeing that in the movie. So that's why I kind of want to say Halo 2, but I wouldn't mind seeing Halo 1-ish 2 thing. I think it's kind of hard to do one Halo movie, so I imagine we'll get all of them at one point anyway.
No, yeah, I agree, but
if we get one, the floodgates will open.
Where do you start is the point.
No pun intended.
You could start at Harvest, more or less, because that was actually a pretty good book. You can start at Harvest, but there are a million different stories. There are several different Spartan stories, Spartan 3 stories. Hell, now we have Spartan 4 stories. So, you could do any of that. Alright. Anyway.
I almost think, you almost all 4 of the games that have come out so far as, reflections on Master Chief's helmet. Just little pieces here and there.
Oh, okay. I could see that. It's just all depending on...
And then start with a new movie.
Yeah, I understand. All right. We'll just go ahead and close this topic up and jump into, now we're going to kind of lose Michael and Man on this a little bit, but we'll just talk about the opening level for Halo 4. Kale really wanted to say something about it, so I'll let him jump in. Just out of curiosity, Luke, have you played the opening level?
Yes, I have, and I really enjoyed it.
All right, so go ahead. Kale, whenever you're ready.
I was just so impressed that, I don't know, maybe impressed is the wrong word. Just, I don't know, like, I felt nostalgic when I first started the campaign, and I felt like I was reminiscent of Halo 1. It just, how you're on the ship, and you're fighting your way through, through the enemy. You gotta get through, I don't know, it just, I liked it a lot. It was kind of like an homage, kind of like what Halo 3 did at the end of it, where it was kind of like a nod to Halo 1 at the end with the Warthog race. And that's what I'm finding a lot in Halo 4, is there's just like a lot of different nods to previous games.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, I think Cortana even said at one point in Halo 4, don't make a promise to a girl you can't keep.
Oh yeah, they're definitely, it's definitely being alright.
So, what I'm picking from this is that they're just doing a lot of nods to the Halo ones, and this is where the biggest problem I think I was going to have with this game is starting to be confirmed, is that it's copying the Halos, adding in some new... I won't say that. I want to say it's tying up all of Bungie's loose ends, and that's what's making me worry that this is going to be the last maybe decent Halo we're going to see, and that they'll have to make something new when they go to 5, and I'm not confident that they can do that. That's why when the very first Satellcast I predicted this would be the start of the downfall, and it's starting to sound like that could be true.
No, okay, now I'm going to stop you, because I'm the only one here that has played all of the campaign. And I'm going to tell you that while there are times when I roll my eyes, and this game's not easy. Don't think it is.
No, it's not.
This game is not easy. You're going to work for what you get, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. This is the best Halo since Halo 2, and I would almost go so far to say it's better. Gameplay-wise, once you actually sit down and try it, it's just tighter. And having the DMR and BR in there, and I'm jumping into our next topic with opinions more or less on the multiplayer. It's just jumping into everything. I don't know. You're saying you predict all these nods to Halo as like a downfall, and it's just like
I'm saying it's precursoring to the start of one.
But the issue there is if you don't have those nods, we bash it because it does not have those nods.
No, you don't have to. You have to do it.
It will.
You have to do it well enough that it won't need it. It has to stand alone. It has to break free from the Bungie identity. It has to do better than Bungie. That's what the point of the sequel is.
They did. They did
better than the original. They did better than the creator. They took what the creator had and they did better. You can say that this game is better than Halo 1, 2, and 3.
I can say this game's better than Halo 1, 2, and... Well, I can say it's better than 2, because the single player... You can tell me that the campaign in 2 was the best thing you ever played, and I'm going to tell you, flat out, you're wrong.
Right.
I'm just saying I enjoyed it the most.
And I understand, there were parts in Halo 2, there's that quote, what is it? No, Truth is saying one of the quotes. There's a quote in 2 that I absolutely love, and I remember replaying it so much because of the quote, and it's just from there, I get what you're saying. There were parts of 2 that was just grab me, and I love, but there were many parts of Halo 4. I'm gonna be honest with you, it grabbed me just as much. I was very curious to see what happened, and I'm not sure why. And that's something you'll maybe delve into on your own, obviously, and that's something, I'm kind of backing your argument, unfortunately, and I don't mean to, but in a way I just wanted to know, I guess, where 343 and where the story was going more than I felt, more than it grabbed me. There were a lot of emotional moments, though. It's just, I can't say a whole lot, but it's very emotional.
Well,
that's something that I don't think Halo 2 had.
Of course not, because I already know, just from reading the soundtrack, what the main theme is. And it involves, someone very close to him. So...
Right, obviously.
I already know what's going to happen, and that dulls the effect on me. When you know what's going to happen, it becomes almost cliched.
See, but that's why I stay away from everything until I play it for myself. I gave myself an open, honest opinion that could not be taken from anything else because I made sure to stay away from it. I mean, does anybody else here delve into that same issue and kind of get spoilers before the game?
Nope. No, I mean, I stayed away from everything. The only thing that I did, or that's why I didn't watch Forward Undone, or part of the reason, but the only thing that I watched probably before Halo 4 coming out was IGN's review. And that gave away a little bit, but not really stuff that I didn't already know.
And Luke,
exactly, but like, we'll let Luke
Sorry.
finish.
Oh,
We'll let
no,
Luke finish.
Luke,
just very quickly, I only watched the E3 trailer.
Okay.
And the live action trailers from the TV spots. I didn't watch any reviews. I just caught wind of the reviews, like on Twitter and stuff.
Okay, yeah, all right. So actually, this is very cool. We definitely have a huge. We have both ends of the spectrum: the spoiled and then the not spoiled. So it's very cool to see what your opinion is, Matt. Actually, because I mean, you have it all spoiled for you more or less, or hypothetically speaking.
Well, it's not all spoiled, but I mean, when I can just read the soundtrack and I can predict the story, that says a lot about, I would say, the quality of the story. The I don't want to say the Tarantino effect, but I mean, if there's nothing like that, the story is going to seem a little bland to me because I like surprises, and if they're just going to, continue on from something that Bungie has hinted at, it's not very surprising to me. I mean,
well, I don't think it's more the soundtrack's fault.
That's what I'm saying. It's cliche.
Yeah, it's kind of like they were idiots for naming their tracks what they did.
Well, that too, but even then, if they're just going to lead on to something that Bungie's already started, that's what I'm saying. They're tying up loose ends. They're throwing everything Bungie did into one game, and that's not going to work next time.
No, but see, here's the thing. All right, 343 started with the Combat Anniversary, Combat Evolved Anniversary. It was complete handover. There was like no originality into it.
That's fine, though. I mean, it's a remake. That's what it's supposed to be.
No. Exactly.
And for $40, that's pretty fine.
So here's 343's first foray into Halo. Remake Halo 1. They did an amazing job at it. All right, so then they get Halo.
A fresh coat of HD.
Exactly. So then they get Halo. Then Halo 4 comes out. Halo 4 comes out. It's their story. It's their graphics. Oh my God, is it their graphics? But they're still going off of what Bungie created. You're right. Now, it's like, and then now Halo 5, it needs to be all original. It's like they're going, they're taking Bungie out little by little every game until eventually it's their own, proving themselves as they go along. And I have no doubt in my mind that they won't be able to come out with something even better than this with Halo 5.
So you think they're going to do better than Halo 4 and Halo 5?
Oh yeah,
by completely removing everything Bungie did.
They're not completely removing it. They're building upon it without having to go back to it, without it being handed to them.
I don't share your enthusiasm on that because they've done everything they could for this Halo game, and I'm still not completely impressed by what I've seen from it so far.
Well, I'm hoping that when you guys actually play through and beat the campaign, I really definitely want to know what your opinion is on that, because it's just... I think once you hear the ending, maybe there's going to be some opinions that change, and maybe not for the better. I don't know. I have not got the Legendary ending for the record. I only did do it on Heroic, but anyway, I think you guys see my point.
Right.
We'll go ahead and delve into the last topic here, and we're going to go ahead and get with any opinions that any of us have. I know Matt and Michael, you guys are going to be kind of on the outs here, but I know there have been multiplayer videos seen maybe by either of you. I'm not sure. Luke, have you played any of the multiplayer yet?
I haven't played any multiplayer. I have got, when it comes to me, I'll tell you what I like about the single player, but I haven't tried the multiplayer yet.
Okay, now, spoiler free, what do you think about single player?
I'm not going to tell you any spoilers. What I will say is, for me, this is definitely... For me, already, this is... I'm not even halfway through the campaign, it's already my favourite Halo story. Just the music is so cinematic, and there's just moments in the campaign what, like, if like blew us away with the visuals, because they have the level of polish on this game. Like, it's completely... Oh
man, the visuals!
It's completely took us by surprise.
Oh my god, it's so good.
The sound effects when you reload that battle rifle, it just feels so like powerful. The battle rifle feels powerful now.
Everything is so refined. You're absolutely right. Good
the lighting is amazing, and I have to mention the soundtrack. I love music in the game. I absolutely love it, and this is the best soundtrack, definitely.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I was afraid how it was going to sound without Marty O'Donnell, without the Channing monks. I mean, I was afraid it wasn't going to be Halo, but it is.
I'm sorry,
it's amazing.
But there's only one track.
All the Halos.
There's only one track in this game that I even liked, and that wasn't until the second to the last level. The soundtrack to me barely even. I hear you sigh, and I'm sorry, but it's just. I mean, this is coming from someone. I mean, I own the Halo 1 through 3 tracks. I drove on a 13-hour drive listening to Halo when I rode somewhere with my dad. Like, trust me, I love the soundtracks to Halo, and this just underperformed. It wasn't bad. It was out of the way. And maybe you can argue with that or against it depending on what you want. But in my opinion, the soundtrack was nowhere near Halo 1, Halo 2, or Halo 3's. I mean, Reach, I didn't really care for Reach's soundtrack either. It was too drum-oriented. Sorry, Kale. It was just.
No, it was. I agree.
Yeah, so that's just my opinion on the soundtracks, but continue with your opinion there, Luke, sorry.
Well, okay, I like the soundtrack, and what I will say is the voice acting in this is definitely. There is a moment in Halo 3, it's my favourite Halo moment so far, which is when the Arbiter kills the Prophet, when he says, you must be silenced, when he stabs the Prophet. And then, and the voice acting in that game is amazing, but this one, it's the first game where the voice actor for the Master Chief is being in the same room recording the dialogue with Cortana, and you can definitely sense the performances.
Oh, there's definitely chemistry there, definitely, that we haven't had before. I agree with that.
And I can't say. There is one voice actor later in the game. What is like so good.
Well, this is actually the first Halo game where Steve Downes and Jen Taylor are actually in the same room together.
I mean, yeah, that's what Luke just said. I mean, it is. It's definitely a chemistry. No, you're fine. It's a chemistry that we haven't had before, and you definitely notice it. And Chief is definitely. I mean, this has been said, so it won't go too outside. I mean, he's a lot more humanized than he ever has been, and I love it. I absolutely love it. More Chief dialogue is fine with me. Just my opinion there. Gameplay. I guess I'll let Kale go. Kale, what are you thinking? Multiplayer and single player so far.
When I got home and put the game in and started up multiplayer, I was so anxious how it was going to feel, and I took those first couple steps, and like when you wobble, or it's got like the you know what I'm talking about, Curtis.
Oh,
it's like when you walk, kind of like that camera wobble.
Yeah.
That first 2 steps was like, holy crap. And then I kept going, and I'm like, oh my god, it was
You're back.
So, yeah. Like, it felt like...
Putting on like an old pair of comfortable shoes, dude. It's just, you slipped them right on.
To me, it felt like something I had never played before that was not Halo at all. But at the same time, it was exactly what Halo should be.
Absolutely.
I think that they did a phenomenal job with it. That being said, I do have small issues. My first and foremost issue that just really grinded my gears was that they did not add in all of the gameplay modes.
But that's coming later, correct?
Yeah, they are coming later, but I don't know why they weren't in the game in the first place.
I agree. Just a way to keep people playing later, I'm guessing. Publicity.
Development time could have been a problem.
Very much. Yeah. I would almost agree with that, but Halo 3 is 5 years old now, so.
Halo 3?
That's scary. How old that is.
Also, a lack of variance. In Reach, it would come up, you'd go, like, say you wanted Slayer or you wanted SWAT, you'd go in and you'd vote on the map and then you'd vote on the variants.
But that's what the loadout stuff is for. I mean, that's why the loadouts are different. I mean, that's why I guess I wouldn't agree with that.
Well, that's not like a big thing. I mean, it was kind of like, because when I play SWAT, I loved going back and forth between, like SWAT Magnums and regular, and it's just sad that I won't have that now, but it's fine, compared to everything they've done right. Also, something that I think that I missed my chance for this back, but it has to do with gameplay controls. I noticed that I hate flying the Banshee in this game. You pull back on the joystick, and there's no. You keep going forward. It's an automatic going forward. You can't.
It is a weird control. It does feel strange to control the Banshees.
Yeah, it does. I don't like it.
And I think a big part of that is because while I think they control the same, but I think the big issue is everything else is different. Almost. I mean, everything else just feels a lot different, and I actually think the Banshees are damn near the same, to be honest with you.
Oh, you want to know what the biggest jaw-dropping moment was for me so far, though? The first time I got into a Warthog and heard what it sounded like.
Oh, that rev?
Yeah.
So good.
All right.
It was nuts.
I have two major issues. I mean, these are make it or break it, and these are like huge, major, amazingly big spoilers. Where in the hell, 343, where in the hell is my Hawk logo? Where is it?
Yeah! I noticed that too.
Where is it?
Right.
There is no Hawk logo. I will find you, and I will make you put it in there.
I thought...
Do you have to unlock it?
Bungie own it?
Nah, I thought Microsoft owned it. I didn't think Bungie did. Because it was taken out of reach when
that's what I was thinking.
Microsoft went away. That's why I thought Microsoft owned it.
Well, in the best effort to copy Bungie, they decided not to include it.
No, dumb. Dislike, vehemently. Alright, second biggest issue, where is Armor Lock? Where? I want it back.
It's gone. It's gone, and it's never coming back.
You can't have it.
You see...
That Armor Lock was my biggest frustration in Reach. I hated it. It was the cheapest gameplay mechanic I have ever seen. I hated Armor Lock. So glad it's gone.
Matt, anything to say on that?
Armor Lock? The only people that have trouble with Armor Lock are those that don't know how to use teamwork.
Anyway. I do love, however, Promethean Vision.
Oh my god, yes.
I love it.
That is the go-to. The go-to. I absolutely agree.
It is the death of the sword and shotgun corner campers.
Very much so.
It is impossible to do it anymore. Assuming you have that equipped, but...
Definitely what I want to get into for next time. We're not going to do it right now. We're running low on time. But what I want to get into next time is and Kayla and I have already had a mini discussion on this, the DMR and BR relations and opinions on those. It's really cool to have these both in the game. It's so cool to have them side by side. I mean, I know how you feel about the other weapon, Kale, but I just think it's really cool to have them both side by side.
Oh, I don't hate it. I just prefer the DMR.
Yeah, and
is the carbine back?
The carbine is, and it is semi-automatic as ever. I mean, it's so pro. I have been lit up with it's funny, I actually get lit up with the carbine a lot more than I do the DMR, even though it's rare. I actually don't see a whole lot of DMR.
The carbine, number one weapon in Halo 2.
I see a lot of battle rifles, but I rarely see any DMR.
Yeah, and I think a big chunk of that is because since it's back and it's new, everyone, and including me, is like, oh my god, the DMR, or the BR's back, blah, blah, blah.
I did notice that the assault rifle, it's more accurate and it's more powerful.
Oh god, the assault rifle it has been bumped up. The pistol is back. Everything. I mean,
oh my god, is the needler overpowered?
Oh no, I think it's fine. I think it's just about where it needs to be without having it. Because if you dumb it down, it's too laughable, man. It's just laughable. It's nice that it got bumped up. I feel like a good chunk of the weapons, and Matt, hopefully you'll see this I'm hoping you'll see this when you play it. I feel like all the gameplay is tight, and I feel like there are some weapons that there's just no way I'm going to take them because I'm stubborn, but there are a lot of weapons, and I won't go ahead and name them all, because I want you to be able to get a hold of them and play with them yourself and make your own opinion. But,
carbines.
I will spoil something, though, and say that I absolutely love the scatter shot.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the scatter shot. The scatter shot is pro. But
speaking of scatter shots, I think that one of the best parts of the multiplayer is the ordinances.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I won't say a whole lot about that. We're out of time. So again, I just I know.
Okay.
I'm sorry. We will talk about it next week for sure. Definitely, everybody has more of a valid, great opinion. Hopefully, you guys will have campaign beat by then. I mean, I'm hoping.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I want to thank I definitely want to thank Matt, Michael, Kayla, and Luke for taking time out of their week to sit here and play some Halo. Or not play some, talk some Halo with me. And Kayla and I, I'm sure, will be online at some point. And it's just, definitely thank you guys for sitting down for our 10th episode. And also, over 1,000 views on episode 9. I'm sure you've seen the Twitter messages by now, but thank you. Holy crap, thank you guys. And we hope you continue to tune in and enjoy this as much as we are. We're having a ton of fun here. So again, thank you very much.
Yeah, I kind of wonder how many people will show up for our Modern Warfare 2 segment. Or not Modern Warfare 2, I'm sorry, our Call of Duty segment that'll be coming up soon, because that's getting released real fast, right?
Yeah, Tuesday, Black Ops 2. Say again,
I had to be here for Halo, you have to be here for COD.
To be here for Call of Duty. Oh no, okay, you know what? Never mind. I'll be here. I want to be there for that.
Very good.
All right.
Well, I mean, in addition to that, I think we're gonna. What else are we talking about? We wanted to cover the Disney Star Wars.
We're covering the Disney Star Wars. Also, we're gonna unveil our new project that we're gonna start releasing. I'll keep
you PC gamers might want to keep this in tune.
Yeah.
Use the like waffle a lot. So.
Yeah.
In addition, you all will be finding out the first game I might be excited for this year, truly.
Oh, very much, yeah. We might actually...
Oh, my God.
I know. And I'm sorry, Luke, you're probably thinking, what in the hell is he talking about? But hopefully, definitely feel free to join us next week. And as usual, if you need to get a hold of us, if you want to get a hold of us, if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, send us an email, satellitegaminginc@gmail.com.
And who knows, you might end up like Luke here, and may even show up on the show.
You might be able to join us. Definitely leave a comment on our page. Let us know what you think, good or bad, preferably good. I mean, I don't want to hear mean comments, and
bad stuff goes to me.
And yeah, any bad stuff, say to Kale, say to Matt. Just leave me out of it.
I don't want criticism. I don't care for it.
Too bad. No, all right. Again, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next week.